Tobias. I think Hannah might be pissed at me. I'm not sure why, but our message conversation is hinting at it. Pixie spaz. So we are married. Me. Yes, me. But obviously, it's a contract marriage. Those papers you filled in yesterday, remember those. They are for 1 solid year. Pixie spaz. I know, but does this mean we aren't allowed to date other people during this agreement? Me. Are you feeling lonely, Hannah? Even after our morning together? Wasn't it enough? Pixie spaz. No, that's not what I mean. I loved it, but I just want to know what we are to each other. Me. Married friends with benefits. Nothing less, nothing more. Even though the media has been all over me since I remarried, I'm not interested in a relationship with a college student. People can believe what they want just as long as I don't dirty my conscience. Pixie spaz. By being together with a younger woman. Me. Yes, sleeping with you is bad enough. Pixie spaz. So wait, you are okay having sex with me, but dating me is where you draw the line. Me. You make it sound so douchey, but yes. That's not a problem, right? You are just attracted to me, not in love with me. I stare at the screen, frowning. Hannah never replied to me. It's bothering me. I have the sinking feeling that she is mad at me. But what the heck did I do wrong? And fuck, why do I even care? I'm not her real husband, goddammit. I angrily tap away on my laptop and don't even look up when the door to my room opens. Why did I even install it? People are just freely wandering into my office either way. Nice office, much larger than your old one. I look up from my screen. Daniel, my former best friend, is studying the paintings on the wall. He is wearing a gray suit, and his hands are pulling at his beard. The hair around his face makes him look older than me, but we are the same age. Childhood friends, actually. Daniel, I can't fight the venom bubbling up in my throat. We haven't been on speaking terms since he slept with my ex-wife. What brings you here today? Daniel looks me over. She didn't cheat on you. I laugh. Straight to the point like usual, my lips are curled, but I'm guarded and pissed off. Is that why you're here today? 2. Claim that Sarah never slept with you while we were married. He purses his lips. Sarah and I have some problems, and things aren't that smooth. It started out great, but she always talks about you. All three of us are friends from college, and I always had a crush on Sarah. I must admit that, but it's clear that she is still in love with you. Eta. My chest constricts, but I won't let myself get emotional. I narrow my eyes and dig them into Daniel. Sarah betrayed me. She cheated on me and married my former best friend. That's not something you do if you love someone. Sarah and I were talking, against her will. I was trying to pursue her because I knew how busy you were with your career. She was lonely a lot. Sometimes she cried herself to sleep because you chose to work late rather than come home to her, and I took advantage. Yes, you're an asshole. Thank you for confirming that. Daniel carries in without being bothered by my remark. We quickly became chatting buddies, and Sarah was so lonely when you were working that she started telling me all of her secrets. He glances at me with torn eyes. I agree that talking to me wasn't a great move from your ex-wife, but Sarah never cheated on you. She just said that to see your reaction, to make you see her, to figure out if you even cared about what she did. She wasn't thinking straight, Tobias. She made some huge, dramatic mistakes at the end, and now she wants you back. We are getting divorced. I stare at him in disbelief. Sarah never cheated on me. No. You know how she is, Daniel shrugs. She speaks without a filter, says things, and thinks later she is young and naive. It's a huge flaw, but I still love her. You love her, yet you're here trying to play Cupid. I shake my head, not knowing what to think. Don't make me laugh. Daniel. Daniel laughs, but the sound is melancholy. I'm not joking around, and I'm only here because, even though Sarah doesn't deserve it, I want her to be happy. And if that's not with me, then, he shrugs, and that's when I notice his eyes are filled with tears. I just want her to be happy, man. Regardless of everything that has happened, it pains me to see my former best friend so sad. Daniel and I went through everything together as kids. He always had my back, but this thing with Sarah has made me realize that we have grown apart. I exhale heavily. I don't know what to say, Daniel. This is a lot to take in, and I'm unsure if I believe you. I'm not sure if I even care. This is too dramatic for me to deal with. I just want to go home and take a long nap, preferably with a certain curvy blonde snuggled up to me. Smiling face, casual date is just a click away. I understand that this is a lot to take in, Daniel says, but I get the feeling he doesn't give a fuck about what I want. But please, if Sarah asks to have dinner with you, just take her up on her offer. Listen to what she has to say. It's important. I resist the urge to throw him out of office. I could do that. I'm bigger than Daniel and, quite frankly, pissed off enough to hurt him. Yet I remain calm and release my inner frustration by squeezing my leg. I'm married to someone new. My insides boil as I say those words because, technically, Daniel is disrespecting my wife by coming here. He doesn't know our marriage is a fraud. And I don't think Hannah would appreciate it if I ate dinner with my ex-wife. Oh please. Daniel rolls his eyes, laughing a bit. You and Hannah can't be that in love since you've never mentioned her before. You married. And sure, she is beautiful, but she isn't Sarah. You're right. I laugh in my chair because I know it will piss him off, and my lips curl into a smirk. Hannah isn't Sarah, and thank God for that this time. I didn't marry a nutcase. Daniel gasps and looks ready to attack me. I witness the fury unleash in his eyes, and then he moves, but I press the button underneath my table before he can lunge at me. My guards come rushing in and grab him despite us being partners. What is the meaning of this? Daniel growls and digs his burning eyes into mine. He is trying to fight himself free from my guards, but he can't fight two grown-ass men. So instead, he barks at me. Why did you send for your guards? Without a care in the world, I calmly sway to the left and right in my chair. Were you or were you not going to lunge yourself at me right now, Mr. Henriksen? Daniel's expression darkens, and I stifle a laugh when my two guards pull him to the door without breaking into any sort of emotion. Right this way, Mr. Henriksen. Daniel and the guards leave my office, and I take a deep breath to calm my nerves. Today has been way too dramatic. Why can't I ever catch a fucking break? I look down at my phone, and my lips curl into a weak smile. Hannah has sent me another message. Does this mean she isn't mad at me anymore? I open her message, hoping it will be calming. Pixie spaz, okay, so, my friend's apartment is on fire, and my other friend Caroline is inside. Could you come here? I'm freaking out right now. The ambulance and the police are here. I hold my breath, unsure if this is truly happening. Is Hannah's friend's apartment really on fire? How? Pixie spaz, Caroline is still inside the apartment, and I'm scared. What if she is dead, Tobias? What if she won't make it out alive? Pixie spaz, please call me. I immediately stand up from my chair and rush toward the door without telling anyone where I am going. While walking, I dial Hannah's number, but she isn't picking up. It doesn't matter. I know where she is. One can use my phone to find her location. My fingers get to work while I storm forward. Mr. Ford. Samantha is shouting my name behind me, but I don't have time to speak to her. Adrenaline is gushing into my veins, and I can't get into the elevator fast enough. I hope Hannah is okay. She has to be, or I don't know what I would do with myself. Tobias. It isn't hard to find Hannah. She is on the curb and watching the burning spectacle, her back facing me as I approach. She is fine. Thank God she is okay. My eyes water as I look at her. Her blonde hair is caught in a ponytail, and her tiny frame is shaking in a way that got my heart speeding up. I was so worried about her, and I'm beyond relieved she is fine and didn't get burnt in the fire. What would I have done then? Those fucking dumb text messages. I would have been devastated if the last thing I did before Hannah got injured was fighting with her. I need to hug her and can't get to her fast enough. Hannah, I exclaim. She turns around with shocked eyes, and I immediately embrace her. Thank God you are okay, I kiss the top of her head, inhale her, and babble. We fought this morning, and I dropped everything to come here. I was so scared. I'm still mad at you. Hannah mutters into my chest. She sounds pissed off, but her delicate arms are squeezing me and her hands are all over me. I chuckle at her. That's alright, Pixie Spaz. Be mad at me, hate me all you want, but don't die on me. I still don't know why she is mad at me or why our messages turned into a fight, but I don't mention that. I'm just happy Hannah is fine. I tighten my hug around her, and she falls into violent sobs. I'm worried about Caroline. Hannah squeezes me and hides her face in my shirt. Tears are rolling down her face. We haven't gotten a chance to hang out in forever, and I was finally brave enough to reach out again today. And then the fire. I remain silent, wishing I could say something to make it all better, but I can't. Not when Hannah's friend is in trouble. So I keep hugging her until Caroline and her boyfriend are finally out of the building. Everything happens so fast. The couple is immediately taken into an ambulance. Caroline suffered severe burns, and her condition is still uncertain. One this is for sure, her life is hanging by a thread. Hannah knows this, and her friends do too. Yet I can't help but say what is on my mind. Not good. I look out into the street. It looked like most of her skin was gone. She will most likely need a skin transplant if she makes it. Her burns looked bad. She will make it, Hannah mumbles into my chest. She is shaking, and I realize she is trying to convince herself. I know she will. Caroline is strong. Further away, a short girl with dark hair speaks up. I believe her name is Alice. She really is. Caroline is a fighter. Another girl who looks nearly the same chimes in. A warrior. She will make it. Hannah relaxes a little with their comforting words, but her eyes are still glazed and filled with tears. I don't know why, but seeing her like this breaks my heart. I stroke Hannah's back. Do you want to go home? She nods, but before I can lead her to the SUV, her lips part. That guy over there, she points at some guy a bit shorter than me. His name is Logan, and he just lost his home. Understanding fills me, and I hand her a smile. Why don't you get into the car while I check the guy into one of my hotels? All inclusive. Of course. I will give him our most expensive room, for your sake. Hannah smiles and then hugs me, making it all worth it. My most expensive rooms are for wealthy guests, but that guy adds by pub future. Logan, haven't I seen him before? The TV. No, that can't be right. I mean, the guy is, like, what, in his 20s? I doubt he is anyone famous. I shove the thought away and silently approach Hannah's friends with a well-practiced smile. The sooner I give them a free stay at my resort, the sooner I can be on my merry way. It's hours later, and Hannah has talked to her friends. Caroline is going to be okay, according to someone named Rebel. Weird fucking name, but meh, at least Hannah isn't crying anymore. You okay? I ask her while she sits on the couch, eyes glued to the TV before she lifts her gaze to mine. I'm sitting on the armrest, peering down at her worriedly. Well, I'm relieved that Caroline will be fine, but you and I also fought. We did. I half tease because I know Hannah was pissed at me earlier, but I have no clue what I did wrong. Hannah glares up at me. Her lips, however, give her away. They are tilted upward as if she is holding back a smile. It gets me in a playful mood, and I smirk. How can I make it better? Now she can't fight back her smile. She is cute, especially when she blushes and shyly looks down at her feet. I don't know. How about a kiss? She giggles and meets my eyes. Okay, Romeo, you're great at kissing but not that great at kissing. Excuse me. I'm not that great at kissing. What is that supposed to mean? Hold up. I stand up. Are you saying my kisses weren't the most fun-tastic kisses you've ever had? Yup. My nostrils flare. You are lying, and I know that because you moaned when I kissed you. She shrugs. It was still mere. Try harder next time. Try harder next time. What the fuck? This little shit. Oh, you've done it now, darling. I squat down and spread my arms, and by the time Hannah realizes I'm going to hoist her up, she lets out a shrill scream, but it's too late. I grab her and flip her over my shoulder like a barbarian. Let me down. Hannah is hysterically laughing. I haven't done anything. Oh, you've done plenty, you filthy little liar. Ruined my pride and said I'm a bad kisser. You need to be properly spanked for this. Hannah laughs louder and tries to escape. I calmly ignore her efforts to flee and head for the stairs. Once in our bedroom, I dump her in the center of the bed and take my shirt off. Wide blue eyes watch every move I make, and when I'm standing in only my boxers, Hannah moves to sit on the edge of the bed. Her soft hands immediately settle on my abs, touching and exploring. Oh my god, you're so sexy, she coos in an aroused voice that sounds far from her usual shy self. I watch her, satisfied that she finds me sexy, but she is still wearing clothes, which is a problem. Aren't you going to get naked? She looks up at me, smiling, before she peels off her clothes without any hint of hesitation. Her nipples are erect, probably from the harsh weather outside, and her soft body makes my blood run to my second brain. Hannah is gorgeous. Lean down to kiss her, and while tasting my lips, her hands work to tug down my boxers. My hard cock slaps against my lower abs, and she grabs it while kissing me, squeezing lightly at the base. It drives me wild because I want more. No innocent touches. I want to be inside Hannah. How she looks at me is intoxicating. And all that teasing and bickering has felt like one extensive foreplay. Hannah has been on my mind all that, and I want to fuck her so badly. I know she is younger than me and super tiny and shorter than I am, but she turns me on regardless. You're so sexy, I murmur as I kiss her neck and nibble on her skin. She smells like candy floss and vanilla. You're the sexy one. Hannah's tiny hands are skimming up the front of my chest, thumbs brushing over my nipples before she uses her entire hand to try and cup my pecs. And I say try because her hands are too small. My pecs are firm and large from hours of training at the gym. My brothers have been pushing me to train like them. It pays off. Now when I'm in the best shape of my life, and Hannah is here to appreciate it. I really want you to fuck me. Hannah sounds out of breath and cranes her neck, watching me with parted lips. Please. I respond by moving and pushing her down on her back. Hannah's eyes widen, and I smirk in mischief before taking her arms and locking her wrist above her head. You look so cute underneath me, I tell her, and deep down, kissing her naked breast. She shudders underneath me when I play with her nipples, flicking them with my tongue before speaking above them. And you're so fucking smooth and curvy. Sexy. Hannah releases a little moan, and my cock twitches in response. I'm determined to take it slow, but it's hard when she makes sounds like that. Does she even know how perfect she is? Hannah is a wet dream come true. Her tits are round and fit in my palms. Her eyes are icily blue, and her flushed cheeks are so gorgeous. And the fact she is so inexperienced. It's cute. Growling, I kiss further south. My lips are on her soft stomach, then on her hips as I slowly work my way down to her. Wait. I glance up at Hannah, curious about what she has to say. Her eyes are wild, and she is breathless, positively aroused. I want you to be underneath me. Hannah wishes to ride me. Wow, she doesn't have to tell me twice. I flop down beside her and get red within seconds. I'm on my back, eyeing her to see what she will do next. I'm given a smile, and then Hannah climbs on top. I'm shocked. She straddles me like she is in heat, not afraid of placing her hands on my pecs and grinding her wetness against my cock. Holy fucking shit, can I keep her? I love that Hannah comes out of her shell when we have sex. She isn't afraid of taking what she wants and turns me on. She runs her hands over my chest, teasing me with her dripping wet pussy. It's torture, but it's the best kind. I can be patient. I can wait for my sexy little wife. In fact, I will. You're so fucking big, Hannah moans and squeezes my pecs. I can't wait to have your cock deep inside me. Okay, screw patience. With one arm resting over my eyebrows, I breathe heavily. Hannah is moving with each breath I take, and I smile at her. If the pretty little vixen doesn't fuck me soon, I will die. I'm actually close to wrestling you down onto your back. Her cheeks turn pink, but she doesn't get off me. Not a chance. Tonight I'm going to be riding you. She moves right over my cock, then sucks in a deep breath. If you will fit me, that is. You're huge, but I'm sure I can handle it. I think you can. I know she can. Maybe. Hannah grabs my cock while hovering above me. But maybe I jerk you off a little first. I groan. Stop teasing me. Is she trying to kill me? Hannah. I glance down at Tobias, so big and strong underneath me. Even though I'm the one on top, I feel dainty and petite. But the size of him only adds to my arousal. I love the feeling of his muscles as I drag my hands over his chest, touching his velvety skin. I'm moving with every shallow breath he takes, and I grow wetter by the second. Is it possible to be more desperate than this? I'm insanely turned on, but seeing his huge cock so close, can I take him? It's so veiny and massive, right by my entrance. I hover over it, shocked by its girth. So big. Damn. I'm so conflicted. Do I want to experience Tobias's enormous equipment? Hell, yes. I'm not afraid in the slightest, but I'm a teeny tiny bit nervous. Since I've never had a dick inside of me. I'm so wet, but I didn't think this far, I giggle. I'm on the pill, and I'm very, very wet. I'm clean, Tobias interrupts, not in a mean tone. His face tells me he is so into me. Me too, I breathe. Yet I'm still nervous. You don't have to be on top, he says softly and moves his hand to my entrance, watching me as he slides a finger inside my pink folds. I'm so wet that he effortlessly goes in, pumping me slowly. Oh my, that feels so good. Shivers run down my back, and I moan, thrusting hard against his hand. Instant pleasure coils within me, and my breathing turns louder as Tobias uses the digit of his thumb to stroke my clit while working my pussy. I love how wet you get for me, he whispers huskily without stopping for a second. It's sexy when your juices run down your legs. My pussy throbs and I almost can't stomach how aroused I am. I'm glad Tobias finds my arousal sexy because I'm embarrassed. My swollen pussy makes these sucking sounds as his thick fingers go in and out, but that's not what makes my face burn. It's the fact that he is intensely watching my face. Green eyes set on mine, watching, judging, and studying me as I moan and rock against his hand. Tobias's lips curl. Why are you blushing? No reason. Ads by Pub Future. You have nothing to be ashamed of, Tobias says, and as if I weren't turned on already, he whispers, you're so sexy, Hannah. Whatever you want to do, I'm down for it. That voice. Gah. I'm so wet and ready for Tobias. I spread my thighs wider, encouraging him to keep pumping me. He groans. And I arch my back, moaning with need. I want you inside me, I manage to say, and Tobias pulls back his hand, trusting me. It gives me the courage to grab his cock by the base and take the mushroom-shaped head to my opening. I watch Tobias, who is sucking on the finger that was just inside me, and it drives me wild. With the help of my hand, I slide him inside my wet, eager pussy. Oh damn. Even the first inch hurts a little, but it's good pain. I'm aching for him, throbbing because I'm so damn aroused. Tobias groans when I sink further down his thick shaft, and I moan in pleasure. You're so thick, my eyes are closed as I speak, and my whole body trembles before I inch further down. It feels so amazing. I coax. On top of you and your cock so deep in my body. Tobias groans, turned on by my words. And then he is moving, jerking forward until he is filling me to the hilt. I can't help but thrust back. So big, so massive. I love how your cock is stretching me. You could destroy me with that thing, but instead, it's so good. Tobias arches his back, and his heart thunders against my hands firmly planted on his chest. I'm working up a rhythm, and it's heaven. It feels incredible to take him in and out of me. So good. I bend forward and slide so that only the tip is inside of me, and then I push back against him until I'm filled yet again. Oh fuck, oh fuck. I mutter and shudder and moan at the same time. Everything inside me has gone hot with need, and Tobias's large hands are gripping my thighs. You're so tight, he whispers. I am. And it feels so nice having you inside of me, I whisper while Tobias strokes the skin on my legs. He is watching me like I'm a goddess, and I squeeze his pecs as I drag myself up and down his steely length. He fills me so nicely. I'm blown away at how good he feels. I want to close my eyes and drown in sensation, but I'm the one on top, and I can't be selfish. The sex has to be good for both of us. But looking down at Tobias, swollen, huge, and groaning, I'm confident we are both enjoying this. He stretches me so perfectly. It does feel like a lot. Yet it only adds to my arousal and pleasure. Do all source hide such fat cocks, or is it just you? I ask while riding him until he hits me right where I want him. Tobias simply groans, so I continue to dirty talk since I've discovered that it turns us both on. I love your monster cock, I hardly recognize my own voice, but I don't care. And you will come so hard that all your cum will spill out of my body and get these bed sheets all dirty. Tobias is panting wildly and lets out a low, hungry sound of need before rolling my name off his tongue. Hannah, you're so perfect, so beautiful. It feels so good inside of you. I'm going to walk all funny after this, I say while rolling my hips and fucking that cock as if my life depended on it. I'm close. I'm stretched out my limit, filled with your cock. Now I want your cum. Tobias groans my name again, then he pushes up his pelvic bone while I'm riding him, hitting me in some delicious sweet spot. I let out a little cry, grabbing onto him. That's so good, I tell him. Keep doing that. I'm going to come if you keep doing that. I'm not hurting you. He grits out each word as if pained. We are both balancing on the edge of our release. Hell no, I manage. I'm shuddering, and I can feel myself going tight all over. So close, so damn close. I love having you inside of me. He hisses and pushes against me, then pulls back slowly. Each movement sends me rocking closer to my orgasm. It feels like riding a mechanical bull but slower, steadier, and much better. Right there, it feels really good. My toes curl as I say those words, and I gasp, nails digging into Tobias's big body. That's it. My breathing intensifies. Yes, yes, yes. My screaming makes Tobias go all tense underneath me. He makes an utterly wild noise in his throat, thrusting into me again. From below, his movements aren't measured or tamed. The rhythm has been lost, but that's alright. We are both jerking, and I moan louder. When I finally hit my orgasm, it washes over me like a tidal wave. I clench around his fat cock, and the sounds that leave my lips are small, whimpering noises as Tobias works harder to reach his own release. And it shouldn't be possible, but another orgasm is slowly building in me, prickling over my skin before I scream his name. Tobias. I keen his name, and my eyes roll into the back of my head. Oh my god, fuck. I'm going to, don't stop. More pleasure barrels through me, so hot and delicious that I see stars behind my eyes. It's as if my entire body is clenching up and folding over with this last orgasm. I barely possess enough strength to keep riding Tobias, but I do it, and finally, I feel him spilling inside me. Tobias moans, and that's when I collapse on top of him, utterly spent from all the work I've put in. I'm tingling all over, yet I keep him inside of me as I rest on his sweaty, beautiful body. Your cock is amazing. I whisper and wrap my arms around him. I'm still sensitive all over, yet I want to keep having him inside of me. It feels intimate somehow. The best way to spend an evening, Tobias murmurs and strokes my back tenderly. I didn't hurt you, did? One. Fuck, no. That was great, I mean it, and smile into his pectoral muscle and rub against it like a lovesick cat. We have to do that. Again. I giggle and add, soon. Soon. Tobias echoes and kisses the top of my head. Soon can't happen soon enough. I giggle at his bad joke, and then I close my eyes. Tobias pulls a blanket over us, but if he is uncomfortable with me lying on top of him, he says nothing. Instead, he closes his eyes too. We drift off to sleep, and deep inside me, something warm and ticklish is awakening. I think I've fallen in love with Tobias. I dream of him that night and wish our marriage could turn into a real one. It would be a dream come true. Hannah, this morning is something special. I squeeze my coffee cup in my hands while my eyes wake up a little more by the second. Tobias is working out shirtless in the kitchen. I have no idea why he chose this room, but wow, it's impossible not to look at his body, or gawk. I've never seen a man this in shape outside the TV, if you don't count the jocks at college. But even then, I haven't been this close to them. But Tobias is right there, lifting from the ground with each push-up, and he is only wearing a pair of white boxers. That ass. I swallow thickly and let my eyes linger. Tobias's ass looks great, his thighs are thick, and his calves are defined. Aside from working, he must spend hours in the gym. Aren't I lucky to be tapping that? As I daydream, Tobias looks over his shoulders and catches me eyeballing his ass, which makes me freeze. It's too late to look away, and I'm mortified when a smirk works into his face. Enjoying the view, I shyly look away from him. His eyebrows are raised, but I pretend to be more interested in a painting on the wall. I just spaced out. I'm a filthy liar, but I must save my skin. Of course. Tobias stands up. He walks to one of the cabinets to grab a glass and fill it with water. Tell me if you need me in another position for the next time you space out. Whoa, hold up. He doesn't believe me. I did space out. Space out while thinking about me. My cheeks burn. You little. I stop there because I don't know what else to add, and Tobias laughs. Are you calling me little? So what if I did? I manage and stand up from my chair when Tobias comes lumbering closer. His lips are amused as he looks down at me. We have a problem. It seems someone is getting sassy with me. I stroll past his shirtless form because I need water. Did someone raise the temperature in here? It's sizzling hot. I'm not sassy. I mutter. You are, Tobias says from behind. Is it because I should have given you some sex this morning? Is that it? What? I shriek. No, not at all. But I wouldn't have complained. Is something else bothering you then? He is standing right behind me, and I shudder before forcing courage into my voice. No, nothing is bothering me. But why are you breathing down my neck? Tobias snorts. Breathing down your neck? I'm not doing that. I roll my eyes because I'm practically surrounded by him, and when I turn around, I stare into his pecs. And since Tobias is a bastard, he flexes them, which got me howling. Oh my god, stop doing that. I'm trying but failing to look away, spitting out some of my water. It runs down my chin. Tobias smiles, and I shake my head at him. You are being weird. Weird. Me. Tobias deadpans but keeps his playful tone. I don't know what you are talking about. I smile, but I clear my throat when I realize I'm staring UHM. Don't you have any meetings today? No. Tobias shrugs. I had a lot of last-minute appointments yesterday, and today I am not going to focus on anything work. Smiling face casual date is just a click away. Ads by Pub Future. Related. I believe it's important to have some days off. Oh, I see. MHM, those intense green eyes of his move over my face. What about you? Any plans today? No, not really. He processes this while keeping a smile on his face. Then how about spending it with me? With you? I blink. What would we do? Is he asking for a date? It's my mother's birthday today, and my brothers and I plan to cook her a nice dinner. She isn't home now, so it would be perfect if we also headed there early to bake a cake. I lift an eyebrow. Do your brothers know how to cook and bake, or do you plan on bringing a private chef? No chef, he smiles. Mark doesn't know how to cook or bake. He is only interested in hockey and photography. But Jake loves baking, so maybe you two can come up with a cake to make. I smile right back at him. I like this version of Tobias. The friendly one who is letting me meet his family members. He is probably only inviting me because he needs me to bake this cake, but I don't care. Baking a cake with Jake sounds fun, but what are you and Mark going to do, huh? You can't just dump all the work on us. We will be contributing too. I will probably mow my mother's lawn and ask Mark to clean her rooms. I see. I beam up at him. When are we going? We arrive at our destination 2 hours later. There are bags with cake stuff in the trunk, and I'm holding a large bouquet of pink and white flowers for Ritwa, Tobias's mother. This is it, Tobias says, pulling out the keys from the ignition to look up at the blue 2-story house surrounded by similar houses. It's not a mansion, but my mother hates it when I try to spoil her. I look at him, and his eyes grow warm. She always laughs and says it reminds her of my dad. He used to spoil her before he died. I smile. Your dad sounds great. He was. Tobias sighs heavily, and his mood darkens. The same can't be said for her new husband. Julian is the twins' dad, but I think he beats my mother. She always has new bruises whenever I see her, but since she doesn't want to admit anything, she lies and blames it on her being a klutz. That's terrible if it's true. Tobias looks like he is about to say something, but we are interrupted by a tap on his window. We both turn around, and a younger version of Tobias glares at us. You coming out or what? Tobias rolls his eyes. The brother without patience would be Mark. You mean the hottest one? Tobias laughs a dry, ha, and opens the door. Mark is also full of himself. I step out of the car and watch Mark and Tobias do a bro hug. They embrace each other and do 3 taps on the back. You made it. Shouldered. And you brought your new wife. Tobias straightens his shoulders. Yes, and be nice to her. Are you implying I'm rude? Mark turns around, and I'm shocked by how similar they look. They are not clones exactly, but both are tall with the same build. Gorgeous faces, although Mark's eyes are blue instead of green. He also has darker hair and not the same rich brown as Tobias. Both men are good looking, but Tobias is the most beautiful and the tallest. Mark looks more like a brute, and while he is lean, I can tell his muscles are larger, probably because of the sport he plays. So you're the new wife. Mark walks up to me and stares down with intense eyes trying to read me. You won't wind up cheating on him like that ex-wife of his, right? Tobias growls. Mark, no. Even though my heart is racing, I mimic Mark's stance by crossing my arms over my chest. I'm not looking to hurt you, brother. He is my husband, and I will treat him as such by being loyal to him. Mark smiles. Good answer. Welcome to the family. Before I know what is going on, Mark picks me off the ground. It seems rough hugging is a family trait. My legs are by Mark's knees, and I yelp when he squeezes me in a bear hug. Is this how I will die? Hey, be careful with her, another manly voice grunts, and once I'm back on the ground, I get a chance to look at him. It's the third brother, Jake, and he seems like the grumpiest of them all. But, is he wearing pajamas? How nice of you to join us, Jake. Tobias says calmly, but I can tell the tea's in it. Did you just roll up from bed? I did. His cheeks take a redder color. I didn't have time to change from my pajamas before I saw your car rolling in. He looks at me, grunting. Hello, I'm Jake. Nice to meet you. Instead of hugging me, he shoves a gigantic hand toward me and blinks down at me with, once again, that trademark intensity. The brothers share. I think the intimidation gene runs in the family. Also, why the fuck are they all giants? I shove that thought away and smile. Hi, I'm Hannah. I glance at Mark and then back at Jake. It's nice to finally meet you guys. Likewise, Mark says and looks at Tobias. So, what is the plan for today? Tobias, the decided leader, steps forward and places an arm around me. I'm pulled to his chest, which makes his brothers soften their expressions and smile a little. I'm going to be mowing this lawn, and Hannah is good at baking. She can help Jake in the kitchen. As for you, he grins at Mark. You will clean the house. Jake seems satisfied with his task, but Mark gapes like a goldfish and stares at Tobias. The entire house by myself. There is a giggle from the door. I can help you. I mean, what don't you do for your childhood friend? Surprise. I blink at the door, and my attention lands on a blonde girl with freckles. She seems to be around my age and beams at Tobias before sprinting forward. Toby. My eyes widen when the blonde throws herself at my husband. She hugs the life out of him, but Tobias isn't hugging her back. She glares at her and hisses like a cat. One. Nice to see you too, Winnie. Tobias narrows his eyes. He looks like a pissed off cat, ready to hiss at the unwanted affection. But you seem to have forgotten that I hate being hugged. No, I remember, that's why I hugged you. Winnie steps away from him, and then she gives me a dazzling, radiant smile. Hi there, my name is Winnie. I'm the guy's childhood friend, but don't worry, she winks. It's not like that. I know exactly what she is trying to say, but I can't help but notice that both Mark and Jake look somewhat disappointed. If I didn't know better, I would say they are interested in her. Hi, I'm Hannah. I shove out my hand, but Winnie hugs me instead. You are also Caroline's friend, right? I am. I stare at her when we separate from the hug. You know her? I do. Winnie grimaces. It's sad what happened to her, but I think she will be fine. I smile, a little teary-eyed. I hope so. We exchange a few more words and then head for the door. The twins walk with Winnie while Tobias is by my side. I'm about to reach for the door, but Tobias grabs my hand. I gaze up at him. Yes. Did I tell you that you're perfect? I blush because Tobias looks sincere. His eyes are warm, and I feel tingles looking up at him. I'm not. You are, he smiles. No one else would be able to play the role of fake wife better than you. Fake wife. Why do those words feel like a slap to the face? There is a constricting feeling in my chest. I'm unhappy because I thought Tobias meant I was perfect in a romantic way, but he is only happy because I'm faking being his wife so well. Nothing in the way I act is fake, though, not anymore. I swallow thickly. I better head inside. That cake won't bake itself. Tobias, who doesn't understand that something is wrong, smiles at me, and I hate that it gives me butterflies. Sure, I walk away from Tobias with despair choking me alive. I'm falling for my fake husband way too fast. Hannah, working the dough for the bread we will have for dinner. I glance at Jake as he focuses on putting frosting on the cupcakes we made. I smile at the view of a brutish guy liking to bake. Out of all three brothers, Jake is the giant. Tobias is lean with a tapered, beautiful waist. He is the tallest and the oldest. Mark is broader but still thinner than Jake, who looks like the Hulk. They are all good looking, though. But I obviously prefer the one I married above all. You think the blue frosting looks good? Jake asks in his deep bass voice and glances at me. We have made friends over baking. Despite him being the silent type, we are an excellent team. Also, he is not that reserved once you get him to open up. The frosting roses you made look beautiful, Jake. Jake's nostrils flare in satisfaction. Thank you. I smile up at him and continue battering the bread. The counter is high up, but I'm managing. I'm kneading the rough dough and putting all my strength into it. If I pretend it's Tobias's face, it goes easier. I'm irritated with him again. How can he think everything I do is fake? I'm not acting and pretending to be nice. I like him. Looks like Mrs. Booker and Mrs. Dalton are at it again. I look up, and Jake nods at the window. Tobias is the oldest, so he has to put up with the elderly women around the block flirting with him, that and the fact he is pretty, I guess. I laugh. Did you just call your brother pretty? Have you seen him? Jake snorts, and there is a tiny smirk on his lips while he continues making roses out of blue frosting. Mark and I constantly bullied Tobias despite him being the oldest. Bullying him. I'm listening now. I want to learn more about Tobias. Luckily, Jake is a willing talker. Yeah, Tobias has always been a pompous ass. I'm surprised he knows how to use the lawnmower. But don't get me wrong, I love my brother. However, it doesn't change the fact that the pretty boy over there was born with a silver spoon in his hand. He is spoiled. I glance outside the window. Tobias is talking to the two older ladies, and they are laughing at something he said. Probably louder than necessary, and my lips twist into an amused smile when I catch one of them checking out his abs. I hope they know he is married, I joke. I would ring him if I were you. Jake's expression tells me he isn't joking, and his eyes roam over my face, all serious. How did you meet my brother, if you don't mind me asking? Overprotective, grumpy, and big, huh? Jake seems like a great guy, and I smile at him while raking my brain for what to say. Remembering my first time meeting Tobias, however, makes me embarrassed. Ads by Pub Future. I'm probably redder than a tomato by now. I kind of walked in on Tobias when he was, staying at his hotel. After the divorce. It was the wrong room. Jake cracks up. It all makes sense now. You saw everything, didn't you? That's why you married him so quickly. What? I exclaim. No. I can assure you that's not it. My face is scalding hot, but Jake ignores my efforts to deny that I married his brother because of his package. Nope. Jake is in his own world. He is wearing a thoughtful expression, and then he makes this hesitating, sound before looking at me. Again. What? I ask. He sighs deeply. Look, I have a hard time talking to people. He is wearing a blush right now, and I find it strangely endearing. Since he looks pretty intimidating. But you are obviously in love with my brother, and my older sister-in-law, so. I think I'm younger than you. He blinks once, twice, and then tilts his head. How old are you? 18. His lips twitch. Well, shit, you're right. I'm 22, those blue eyes of his roam over my face, thoughtfully. So my brother found another young one, huh? I smile hesitantly. I don't know much about Tobias's ex-wife, but I'm aware I'm much younger than him. That's okay, just don't hurt him. He glances at Tobias, who is now mowing the lawn with an audience. The older ladies are sunbathing from the porch. On the opposite side of the road. I smile. Those ladies really don't give up. Nope. And you won't have to worry. I don't plan on hurting you, brother. A look of approval crosses Jake's features, and he places a hand on my shoulder, staring into my eyes. Tobias isn't as cold as he might seem. I don't know the full story of Sarah, but my brother became quiet and withdrawn after the divorce. Today is the first time I've seen him come out of his shell. He is smiling, again. Much thanks to you. Even though I'm uncertain if I had anything to do with that, I smile at Jake and take the compliment. That's very nice of you to say, but I might not have brought that change. You did. He says those words as if he won't accept any other truth and then returns to his cupcakes again. I focus on my bread again, and once I've rolled the first balls, Jake gives me an oven tray. In the background, I hear Winnie laughing since she and Mark are playing Project Runaway or something. They are having a photo shoot. Are you sure your mom won't mind me wearing this? Mark's not. She might, but who cares? Now, get in position and let me snap a picture. Actually, wait, let me go down on my knees. There. Perfect. Keep posing. Jake glances over his shoulder, and I notice a frown on his lips. He seems irritated that his twin gets to play with Winnie, and I giggle. How long have you been in love with Winnie? I casually ask while forming my mini bread. Does it matter? I'm surprised Jake doesn't bother to hide it. He doesn't even sound embarrassed, which is remarkable. He is a man who stands up for his emotions. I admire that. I smile at him. Does Winnie know? No. He doesn't look away from his cupcakes. Everyone knows, but not Winnie herself, and I don't plan on telling her. I arch an eyebrow. Why not? He shrugs one massive shoulder. I'm not pretty like Tobias. Or confident like Mark. I'm just an idiot who likes to bake cupcakes. Hey, don't say that. I throw some flour in his direction, which gets him staring at me. Once I have his attention, I beam at him. You are a great person, Jake, and if you like that girl, tell her. She might not like you back, but she will be lucky to have you if she does. To my surprise, those words are how I earn my first bear hug from Jake. He picks me up like nothing, and then I'm nearly choked to death. It seems these hugs are a custom in the family. I tap him on his bicep. Easy there, big guy, you're killing me. Oh, sorry. I'm immediately placed on the floor and pause when I realize Tobias has entered the kitchen. He looks uncertain of what to make of the situation, but there is some darkness in his eyes. He looks between us, and his gaze only seems to grow darker. I don't understand. We got along fine this morning, but now Tobias looks downright murderous. I'm done with the lawn, he announces without a hint of emotion in his tone, and then he turns around. I'm going to shower before our mother gets here. Be right back. With that, Tobias leaves, and I stare after him. Did he just come here to say that he would shower? And what was with his attitude? He sounded so freaking irritated. What was that? I ask. Why did he sound so moody? Jake chuckles. You should go to him. I turn around, and my confusion grows when I notice the massively amused expression on Jake's face. My eyes narrow. What is so funny? Nothing, just that. I've never seen Tobias jealous before. His lips curl into a smirk. Jealous. I widen my eyes. Of you. What? Why? He is just being stupid, Jake says. His ex-best friend stole Sarah, and I guess he is insecure. Anyway, I can finish up here. You make sure he isn't grumpy at dinner. Our mother wouldn't appreciate that. Yeah, I should probably clear this up. I doubt Tobias is jealous since he isn't interested in me romantically. Still, I don't mention that to his brother. Thanks for taking over. Jake's face lights up. No problem, Tobias. My entire body shakes when I enter the bathroom. My vision is darkened, hands fumbling with the buttons of my jeans. Why is my blood boiling? It's a miracle I managed to get naked and walk over to the shower. Though, not even the water can save me. Even as it sluices off my shoulders, I'm still a wreck. My heart is beating like I've run a marathon, and it doesn't seem to want to slow down. All because of that scene, Hannah laughing with Jake in the kitchen. Hannah looking up and smiling at another man. Holy shit, am I actually jealous? The answer is yes, no matter how much I want to deny it, I'm not stupid. Hannah has gotten to my head and my heart. I think I'm falling for her, which is terrible. Hannah is younger than me, just like Sarah, and Hannah isn't mature enough to settle. I know this from experience. If I get serious with her, I will only get hurt again. Why? Because we have different goals. I have a career, and I've reached all the goals I've wanted. I'm one of the wealthiest men alive. And now all that is left to achieve is finding someone to share my fortune with. After this charade with Hannah is over, I want children and a future, someone stable. And Hannah, she is a goddamn college student, and I doubt she wants children now. It would never work between us. Sure, Hannah is pretty and fan-fucking-tastic. Some guy out there will be lucky to have her in their life, but I'm not the one. I'm too old and broken by life. Hannah needs someone sweet and naive, not a bitter idiot like me who only seems to smile when she is around. Gag. Did I really think such a cheesy thought? Fuck. I have to get over myself and probably find a fucking therapist since I'm falling for yet another young, innocent soul. I try to think of something else, money, Daniel's ugly mug, and the meetings I have tomorrow, but memories assault me. Soon I see Hannah's pale, beautiful skin naked in my bed. The warm weight of her ass when she rode me to an orgasm. Those sounds she made when she came hard on my cock. One groan. Even my knees go weak, and I stumble forward, leaning against the tiles so I won't risk falling over. Shit, I'm in deeper trouble than I thought. The images of Hannah naked won't leave me alone. I see her rounded thighs and curves, her boobs, her glorious boobs. Damn, I've never been with a woman so soft and smooth. I love it. Shit, I stare down at my hard cock in terror and exhale. Smiling face, casual date is just a click away. Ads by Pub Future. I'm hot and aching down there. The tip presses against the tiles, and I grip it to relieve some pressure. But my hand isn't enough. No, my cock craves Hannah and her sweet, wet cunt. God, it's humiliating how badly want her. This is the second time I'm rock hard in the shower. Ugh. I cringe at the thought of having jacked off to Hannah once already. I need to learn how to control myself. I turn off the water and turn my head when there are 3 little knocks on the door. Tobias. It's her, the woman of my dreams. I mean Hannah. Yes. Do I sound breathless? And is that happiness in my chest? Jesus Christ, I need to take a chill pill. Can we talk? I look down at my naked, dripping body and lift a curious eyebrow at the door. Now, is that code for Hannah wanting sex? It must be. Why else would she want to enter the bathroom when she knows I'm most likely naked? Oh my God, how do I look? Wait, why do I care? I just showered. Yeah, Hannah sounds nervous, probably because she wishes to fuck me at my mother's house. She is way dirtier than I thought. Is now not a good time? I take a deep breath. The place could be better, but if this is what you truly want, it will do. Oh, Hannah seems to be hesitating, probably panicking a little now that she knows I'm willing to make her fantasies come true. Thank you. Ah, there it is, the appreciation I've been looking for. I smile at the door and get rid of the towel, better present myself with open arms to make the wife happy. You can come in now. I'm ready for you. Are you sure? Hannah feels the handle but doesn't open the door fully. She is still acting insecure. Not going to lie, the way you are talking is making me nervous. There is nothing to be nervous about. This room is soundproof, and nobody will hear your scream. Hannah is loud in bed. I like that a lot. It's sexy when she moans and writes. And nobody will hear me scream. Hannah sobs. Are you really that angry with me that you are threatening me now? What? I stare at the door, dumbfounded, until it opens, and an unhappy Hannah enters. At first, she looks ready to cry, but then she blinks and stares at me, white in the face. Wait, why are you not wearing any? I muffle her voice with one hand and press her against the wall with a smirk curling my lips. I'm unsure what role-playing game she is playing. Meh. It doesn't matter. I use my left hand to close the door and lock it so no one can interrupt us. Once I'm done, I peer down at Hannah. Her eyes are vast, and her breathing has ceased. She rakes me up and down, and her attention lingers on my pecs until she gulps and lifts her eyes. My amusement grows at that, and I lean down to whisper huskily. What is that you women say when men check out your boobs? And are a bit too obvious about it. My eyes are up. Here is that the correct sentence? Too stunned to speak, Hannah says nothing, and I angle myself at an uncomfortable angle so that we are at eye level. She has the most fantastic blue eyes and full lips. You're so beautiful, I tell her, and play with a blonde strand of her hair while smiling darkly into her face. And so dirty for wanting to play around here, but who am I to judge? I will make your fantasy come true. Tonight, babe. Confusion is written over her face, but I ignore that. I'm itching to kiss her, so instead of stalling, I lean in and claim her lips as mine. She mules into my mouth when I give her some tongue. It amuses me how quickly she surrenders and gives herself to me. Suddenly she is desperate for more and presses against me. Her hands land on my chest, squeezing my pecs, stirring something within me. Sarah never treated me like I was irresistible and like she couldn't touch me enough to satisfy her needs. But Hannah, every touch tells me she is into me, and I love it. Her hands worship me whenever they smooth over my skin, and it makes me feel so good. Wanted, cherished, and her kisses. I groan when she nibbles my lips. You're so sexy. No, you are. I know Hannah means those words when I look into her big, blue eyes. Her breaths are coming in fast, and that's turning me on. Why does she have to be everything I want but such a wrong choice of a partner? Not that I care right now. I'm thinking with my second brain, and my aching is only growing. My cock is screaming for attention. And there is nothing I can do about it. I can't ignore the yearning between my legs. I'm helpless, and what red-blooded man could blame me when Hannah is plastered to my body and scraping her big breasts against me? She is my kryptonite. I'm already growing weaker and losing focus. I pick her up into my arms and smile into her face. How about we have some fun in the shower? She parts her lips. I think. You can't be fucking serious. Mark yells from the other side of the door. I have to take a dump, and you're still there. What the heck is taking so long? I glare at the door, and then I sigh. Saved by my brother, I guess. With a certain sadness in my heart and my balls already turning blue, I reluctantly put Hannah down on the floor. Her hair is disarranged, her eyes are wild, and I chuckle at how adorable she looks. You are living up to your nickname right now, Pixie Spaz. I reach out a hand to brush away some blonde hair from her forehead and smooth it against her head. She stares at me while I do, still out of breath. It makes me tilt my head. What is it? When you lifted me up like that, it was so hot, and I'm mortified to have dinner now, because I try to figure out what she means. Then I look down, smirking once I catch the wet spot on her leggings. It looks like you peed yourself. Oh my god, you're seriously a jerk. Hannah swats me but can't keep the laughter out of her voice. Fuck you. I wink at her. Yes, please. Outside the door, Mark groans. Today, brother. I roll my eyes. Give me 3 minutes to put on my clothes. I meet Hannah's eyes and whisper. We should probably join the others. I just have to warn you about something. They will probably think we had a quickie in here.